hardcore boxing fans out there, how you doing? Big Porky here. I suppose it's been an eventful weekend, hasn't it, in boxing? I watched the Daniel Dubois fight with Richard Lartey. I thought it was a good fight. I think that Daniel Dubois is coming on very good. I'd like to see him in with David Allen. I don't know why David's not really pushing that fight, because he's sparred Daniel. Now, I want to see David in with fighters that are from his age group. I don't want to see him in. I know he's going to fight David Price, and you know, I think that's more. That's not a legacy fight, is it? You know, David's not won a belt yet, has he? I want to see him in with Daniel Dubois. You know, Nathan Gorman, Hughie Fury, Joe Joyce. There's 4 guys there, and you know, if David wants to get into that bracket, he has to fight them guys. But I'm hearing him mention people's names like David Price, who's an old man and he's been knocked out 6 times, and Chisora, he's got 9 defeats on him, and he's been knocked out a few times. You know, David Hayes knocked him out, Dillian White, Tyson Fury's knocked him out. You know, I want to see David fight them guys, but maybe he thinks that he can fight Price and Chisora and then fight them guys. I don't know, but I don't think it'll be good for boxing if David fights Price, then fights Povetkin, who's 40. You know, he's just beat Brown, who's 40. I don't want to sound like a hater. I'm trying to look at this as, you know, I'm his mate, but I'm trying to look at it as a fan's point of view, an hardcore boxing fan. Now, David's not got a belt yet. So if he fights Povetkin after he beats Price, because he'll knock David Price out, does he get Joshua then? But yeah, he's not won a belt along the way. I don't get that. But then again, boxing's a strange sport at the moment, isn't it? Dillian White's won 1 British title fight, but yet he's up for his 4th pay-per-view in July. But he's not fought for a European title yet. He hasn't fought for a world title yet. He's not world title fights back. Is Dillian White playing Russian roulette with his career? I don't know, really. I don't know. It's a very, very, very strange one. Very, very strange. But is this how boxing's going at the moment? Are we all going to be writing scripts? We all write a script, create a bit of a following, get Kugan Cassius tweeting out to all his followers about is that what fighters do now? They pal up Kugan Cassius to get to Eddie Hearn. They get Darren Barker to train them to get to Eddie Hearn. Is that the way forward? Is that what we have to do now? We have to get in with certain trainers who've got Eddie Hearn's ear, or certain media people who've got Eddie Hearn's ear. Is that what's happening? I don't know, but I want to see Dave Allen win a belt. Or is Dave waiting for Dubois, Gorman, Hughie Fury and Joyce? Is he waiting for them to get to world level, see Price and Chisora off and nip in for a British title fight? I don't know, but it looks to me like Joyce and Dubois are going to fight. So Frank Warren says. But could Frank Warren be doing that so Eddie Hearn can't have the belt for David Allen and Price? I think so. Because I can't see Joyce and Dubois fighting. I think it's a risky fight for both of them. They've both had a similar number of fights, but Joyce is 12 years older than Dubois and has got more experience. So, I don't know, it's promoters in the background trying to stop other people. I don't know, but I want to see David get a belt. I don't want to see him in fights against massive punchers taking punishment. He took punishment against Lucas Brown for 2 rounds and then he pulled it out at bag. He took punishment against Nick White, then he pulled it out at bag. So is that going to be David's style, taking punishment and then hope you're going to hit him with a haymaker because That's not good for later life, is it? But is money going to become the god for fighters and not belts? Because it appears that way with Tyson Fury, doesn't it? Tyson Fury doesn't seem bothered about winning the WBC title. That's the only belt that he's not got. He's got every other belt. Now, he doesn't seem like he's bothered about fighting Wilder. I don't get that. I've had password took off me on Twitter again, but I've noticed looking on it that there's all the Tyson Fury fans seem to be going back and forth with other fans regarding who he's fighting and that. So I'm going to comment on that. Tyson Fury's fighting Tom Schwartz. Now, Eddie Hearn were looking at Tom Schwartz to fight Dave Allen a few months ago before Tyson jumped in with him. Now, he's fighting Tyson Fury in Vegas, is it? How can anybody get behind that? Now, they're not saying it's on pay-per-view, but I've had it on good authority it is. Now, I told everybody on channel a couple of weeks ago that Dave Allen had fight Davey Price on undercard of Dillian White Rivers. That's come off, so it's nice to know that I'm getting a few things right. I think that Dillian White against Oscar Rivers, I think that's the best fight out of the top 4. Joshua's fighting TBA. That'll probably be God knows who. Wilder against Brazil. It's not a bad fight, it's a mandatory though, isn't it? Tyson against Tom Schwartz, that's a shocker. Dillian White against Rivers, that's the best fight out of the 4. Dillian White against Rivers. I don't think it's pay-per-view, but in this current market, with the others being pay-per-view, you'd have to say Dillian White's fight is. Forget the fact that Dillian and Rivers, they're not born in England and there's no belt on line. That shouldn't matter. Pacquiao and Mayweather weren't born in England, that'll pay-per-view, but pay-per-view's supposed to be for fights that we can't miss. Now, I don't think people are going to be driving home on motorway 140 mile an hour like I once were, trying to get home for a Frotch fight one night years ago, and that wasn't even on Sky pay-per-view, that were on like a prime time channel, but in America some low life Jermaine Taylor against Frotch. I remember driving home at high speed to get home for that in early hours, because he just couldn't miss that, and it was 10 quid on internet to watch it, and the highlights were next day on ITV or ITV4. I forget now, but it was a Mick Hennessy pay-per-view internet job. But are people going to be driving home at high speed to watch Dillian White against Rivers? I don't think so. But you'd drive home at high speed to watch Dillian White against Fury, Wilder or Tyson Fury, wouldn't you? Because all them fights are 50-50 fights, aren't they? I think they can all beat each other. If they all fought each other 5 times, each of them would get at least one win against the other. That's what I think. Now, White against Rivers, it's going to scrape in on a pay-per-view with your stacked card, but like I've just said now, is this where boxing's heading at the moment? Is this where boxing's going? Let's have a look for any other action. AJ against Miller, that's off, innit? He's failed 3 drug tests, so what a mess. Let's just go through all the... Oh, I've got my glasses here. Let me just go through all the heavyweight. Well, now we're talking heavyweights, and these glasses are terrible I bought here. Never buy some glasses with metal arms. Always get the ones with plastic ones. Have a look. Right. Just going to go through general boxing stuff here. Joe Joyce has signed to Frank Warren. I think that's a good signing for Frank Warren. He's already got his manager. Frank's going to promote him. Joe Joyce, Nathan Gorman. Joe Joyce, Nathan Gorman, and Joyce, Nathan Gorman. Who's the other guy they've got? Dubois and Tyson Fury. So Frank Warren's got 4 of the top 6 heavyweights in the country. Eddie Hearn's got Dillian White and Joshua. Frank's got Fury, Gorman, Joyce and Dubois. And then the next 2 after that is Price, Chisora Huey and Dave Allen. Prices are Huey, Dave Allen. That's 4, 8. So the top 10 in country, you'd have to say Fury's number 1, innit, I suppose, or Joshua. Maybe you'd have to say Joshua because he's got all belts, hasn't he? Tyson Fury's not got a belt, has he? He's in middle of a comeback. Joshua's number 1, Tyson Fury number 2, Dillian Whyte number 3, Joyce number 4, Dubai number 5, Gorman number 6, Chisora number 7, Price number 8, Huey number 9, Dave Allen number 10. Dave Allen, you'd have to say, is number 10 in Britain, isn't he? So he's a top 10 British guy. He's number 22 in Wales, so he's done well, David. I need to say he's not got a belt, but I want to see David fighting your Gormans, your Joyces, your Dubois, your Huey Fury, and then your Price and your Chisora. So you could say David could fight all them. So David could end up getting out of boxing with probably £1 million if he uses his loaf. It's all there for him. It's as far as he wants to go. Good. Now, Anthony Joshua has come out with comments, hasn't he, regarding Miller's mum, blowing kisses at her and saying, if you need anything, get in touch with me, and he winking and all that. Why is he doing things like that, Joshua? I don't get that, why he do that. It's I don't get why Joshua would want to do that. He just makes him look bad, doesn't it? Do you know what I should do? I should get my camera, point at it here and point at some of the things that Joshua comes out with. Because there was a video overnight, the dark things that Anthony Joshua, the dark side, and he's not an angel like everybody's making out. But Luis Ortiz, they're saying he's knocked back the Joshua fight with 6 weeks to go. But Dillian Whyte, says he'll fight Joshua if they're paying right money. But yet the other week he said he needed 12-week camp. So I don't understand that. But Whyte's going to fight Rivers. But I suppose a week ago he had to keep his name in the mix, didn't he? Joyce against Dubois, will it happen? No, I don't think it will. I think they're just doing that to tie Joyce up, aren't they? So he can't get offers to his management team to fight on Sky or DAZN. But I'm surprised Eddie Hearn hadn't signed Joe Joyce. I'm really shocked about that. He had Joyce's ear when he were up at the EAS. Why didn't he make a move on him? Why didn't he make a move on... There's a few people he hadn't signed really from the EAS. He didn't make a move on Savannah Marshall. She ended up going to Floyd Mayweather and then Mick Hennessy when she were at the EIS for 8 years, and Eddie were going up there all that time. So some strange things. I'm surprised he didn't sign Joe Joyce. Why hasn't Eddie Hearn made a move for Fraser Clark? Why hasn't he made a move on him? I mean, he's knocking on a bit now. He's been there 10 years. Or is it 9 years? He's been there a long time, Fraser. Why aren't they making a move for him? So it's all very strange, isn't it? But Fury against Schwartz is dog shit. Dog shit. Frank Warren saying he doesn't know if it's pay-per-view yet. Frank Warren doesn't know a lot, does he? Well, I'm telling you now, I've heard it on good authority. Tyson Fury against Tom Schwartz is pay-per-view. £20. If Dillian Whyte against Rivers, they've got one defeat between them, that's pay-per-view. Fury against Schwartz, they've got no defeats between them, and Fury's got a draw on his record. That's £20 pay-per-view. I've heard it on a good authority from somebody who works at BT Sport. So Coogan Cassius were asking Frank Warren proper questions. Yeah, I think Coogan, he's upped his game a little bit with questions, and I think he's got to be given some credit, Coogan Cassius. We were asking Frank some proper questions the other day, and I were impressed actually. I do give Coogan a bit of stick. It's not banter when I give stick, I say it straight. Now, I understand that Coogan needs a bit of access to him, but I think he's getting a bit brave in his old age now that he's knocking on, the old lad. But, because he's an old at this now, Coogan, isn't he? He's all that. But yeah, some of the questions you were asking Frank about pay-per-view and things like that. Well done, Coogan. Well done. But it's all a mess in it, really. It's all a mess. Is that the heavyweights done? Let's have a look. Joshua's not got an opponent yet. I don't think he's got one at the moment. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua's net worth. Oh God. Why do we not need to talk about that? Anthony Joshua's worth 40 million, it says here, and then he's going to fight in his next fight. He's going to be worth. Joshua's going to be worth about 75 million after his next fight. Is that dollars? In dollars, yeah. Well, it looks like it's not going to be Luis Ortiz. Why has Anthony Joshua impressed Eddie Hearn so much since the Jarrell Miller news? What's all that about? Why would he have impressed him? Because he said that he wants to fight because he said he wants to fight Ortiz in 5 weeks or something. It's his job, innit? His job is to be a boxer and to stay in shape, and when you're an amateur you don't know you're fighting when you get to these tournaments, so I don't think it makes much difference. All this, oh, he's a southpaw and blah blah blah. You can fight anybody when you're at that level. So all a load of crap. It's just Eddie Hearn trying to twist it to his advantage. Why Anthony Joshua's impressed Eddie Hearn so much? Why is that even a story? Oh my God. Oh, it looks like it's going to be Andy Ruiz or Michael Hunter. Andy Ruiz or Michael Hunter. Well, Michael Hunter's a matchroom fighter, so that'd be easy for Eddie, wouldn't it? But 12 minutes to go. But Andy Ruiz, I just think he's a fat mess, and Parker's already beat him. So, how is that even a good fight? I don't know, but it's a shocker, isn't it? It's a shocker, but it is what it is, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's anyway. Moving on from this now. I'm fed up of. I'm fed up with this situation now. I think the best thing for him to do now would be to pull the plug on the show, really. They should pull the plug on the show now, because nobody's interested in watching Andy Ruiz. Who is interested in watching Joshua against Andy Ruiz? Who wants to see that? Who wants to see that? Who wants to see that? I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Joshua against Andy Ruiz. I don't want to see that. Shout out to Bullseye in Dalton in Rotherham. Thank you very much for the magic trees, Arctic White. Thank you very much. I've shared them out with Kevin Nicola. It's nice to keep your car smelling nice, so thank you very much. But getting back to that, who wants to see Andy Ruiz against Joshua? It's a shocker, isn't it? It's a total shocker. And you'd have thought with all millions that they're throwing about, they could have got somebody in a bit better than that. Why didn't they just go and break the bank and get Luis Ortiz on board? Why didn't they do that? Hey. Oh, I'm just going to have to do this from memory. I'm fed up at Signal. let's go on for the rest of it. So, getting back to the Joyce Dubois show. Dubois against Richard Lartey. I mean, they're going on about it like it's a war. When I think of wars, I think of Ward Gatti. That's what I think of when I think of wars. Or Diego Corrales, Luis Castillo, or Froch Kessler 1. That's what I think of when I think of war. I don't think of Dubois against Lartey, because it was just they're both swinging for about 5-6 seconds. I hardly call that a war. But Frank Warren and going off, and David A were going off. I mean, David A, what's the word now? He's a whore. David A is a whore, isn't he? I mean, did you see how we were carrying off? Hey, did you see how we were carrying off? Unbelievable, unbelievable. But David A is in two camps, isn't he? He's either with Eddie Hearn at Sky or BT Sport. He's in two camps. You know why? He has to be around it, because he's looking to get Chisora a fight, isn't he? David Hay is looking to get a fight for Derek Chisora. He's looking to get as much money as he can to get Chisora a fight now. He'll be looking to cash him in now, Chisora, because he's spent force. So you can see him palling Frank Warren up and palling BT Sport and Eddie Hearn and Sky. And, you know, these people are just whores. That's what they are. They've got no morals whatsoever. They're just, God. Some of the things I see, I wish I could come out with a lot more. How people are unbelievable. Liam Cameron iced Tommy Langford in amateurs, and he fought Lerone Richards, and I think Lerone Richards he's one for the future. The people are not going to be wanting to call him out. He's a southpaw, he's a big puncher, and he's got a good corner team around him, and I think that Lerone Richards is the real deal. I thought it were a clinic that he put on against Tommy Langford, and I sat watching it in my bedroom at home. Me and my dog Rocky watched it, and I think that Lerone Richards, I think he'll go all the way him. I think if they take the time with him, he'll win a world title. I think he's that good. I'd like to see Lerone Richards against the kid who George Groves beat. I forgot his name now, but he's a southpaw. I'd like to see John Ryder against Lerone Richards. I think that's a good fight, because John Ryder seems to have gone off at boil lately, doesn't he? With what's happening with him. So what's happening with Martin J. Ward as well. But Tommy Langford, I think he needs to retire. Jack Catterall, he's going from strength to strength, isn't he? Jack Catterall, I like him. I think he needs a world title shot now. He's proved himself, so good luck to him. Billy Joe Saunders, he's fighting that guy whose name I can't pronounce. Is it a Sifi or something, or a Sufi or Sefi or something like that? I can't even remember it. It's that trivial. And will that fight even happen? I don't know if that fight's going to happen, to be honest. I just don't know. But what's he called? Billy Joe Saunders against that guy. Who's gonna wanna watch that at Stevenage? Unbelievable. Frank Warren, isn't it? Frank, the contracts are signed. It's a done deal. Warren, but the contracts aren't signed, are they, Frank? For Kovalev against Yarde, it's a done deal. But until, what did he say now? Kovalev against Yard's a done deal in Russia, and then we've got to sign contracts. How's that a done deal? What, like Nathan Cleverly against Hopkins? That were a done deal, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's just going from bad to worse, isn't it, for Frank? But Dubois, Joyce, Gorman, Tyson Fury, he's got a foothold there, Frank Warren, on the heavyweight scene. 4 fighters, and Eddie. He's got, like I just said to you, Joshua White, Price, Chisora and Dave Allen, so he's got 5. You could slip Dave Allen into the mix, couldn't you, if he beats Price? That takes Price. If David Allen beats Price, he's going to be one of Eddie's 4, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? It's going to be Chisora, Allen, White and Joshua. Then you've got Fury, Gorman, Joyce and DeBar. They could have a tag. They could have a Royal Rumble, couldn't they? All 8 of them. But yeah, I think that's good. Moving on from heavyweights, I'm not going to beat about the bush here. I'm just going to come straight out with it. Freddie Roach sticking it to Amir Khan, saying that Amir Khan quit and he should retire. I think Freddie Roach was quite bitter to say he made 50 million from sport. He was working as a stationery, selling paper and stationery on a telephone in a call centre before Mickey Rourke got him a job. So I think that Freddie Roach needs to remember where he's from before saying Amir Khan quit. Freddie Roach can't even do pads right. You know, I don't mean to have a go at him, but I don't think he's in good health to be training fighters at the moment. What has Freddie Roach done with any fighter apart from Manny Pacquiao? I mean, what has Freddie Roach, what has Virgil Hunter done with anybody except Andre Ward? They all say a fighter has one person, don't they, and they're chasing the rest. The great trainers just keep on training world champions, but Freddie Roach, he seems to have gone bitter. Yeah, he won a world title with Amir Khan, but he's gone bitter. He's gone bitter, but I think Amir should retire now. I think he should retire. Amir Khan's not won a world title fight for 8 years. So what's he even doing on pay-per-view? I don't know, but he seems to be dining out on the fact that he's won a world title and he's won a silver medal in the Olympics, and he's got a country behind him, hasn't he, Amir Khan? But Amir Khan needs to retire and get out of boxing. Errol Spence attacking Crawford's win. I agree with Errol Spence. Go through Crawford's career. Go through Crawford's career. Who has he really beat? Who's Crawford's best win? Crawford's best win, who is it? Who's Crawford's best win? Amir Khan. Shot to bits Amir Khan. 8 years from a title win. 8 years. 8 years, a lifetime in boxing. It's a full career. Amir Khan's last title win was Zeb Judah. Zeb Judah, old man Zeb Judah as well. Come on, it's craziness. It's 2010 since he fought Maidana. Go watch the Amir Khan Maidana fight. Joe Cortez were propping Amir Khan up. So Errol Spence is right. Bob Arum is not going to let Crawford near Errol Spence. Bob Arum leaves it until it builds up. Look what he did with Mayweather. He wouldn't let him near Shane Mosley. He wouldn't let Oscar De La Hoya near Mayweather, would he? Or Mayweather near De La Hoya. He wouldn't do it. Eventually, when they fought, it was massive, wasn't it? But no. As far as I'm concerned, smoke and mirrors. Errol Spence, you're correct. Errol Spence is the main man at welterweight, in my opinion. And Crawford won't fight Errol Spence. He can say he will. Bob Arum's not going to risk him with Errol Spence. I think Al Heyman would risk him, but Errol Spence is the man at welterweight. Why Kell Brooks calling out Crawford, I don't know. Kell Brooks telling us he's a light middleweight or super welter. They need to keep him away from Errol Spence and keep him away from Crawford. He's fought Spence once, we saw what happened. Crawford will do the same job on Kell. Kell should try and get the Amir Khan fight and get it on once and for all. If that fight's not made this year with Amir Khan and Kell Brook, I don't even want to talk about it next year. I don't want to hear Mr. Bean talking about it, Eddie Hearn or any of them, saying it's still a great fight. They could have it at Bolton or they could have it at Sheffield United's ground or Bolton Wanderers. I do not want to see that fight at all. I think it's utter dog shit, that fight. It is utter dog shit. It is